We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fantasy. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello, Aromas. This is Aromie here, and welcome back to Red Embrace Hollywood. We're here with Lazarus, and I'm gonna say Lazarus. Sorry if it's completely wrong. Very sorry, but let me adjust myself. Here we are with him. I really don't know which choice to pick. I don't know if I should say yes, and he's just another egomaniac, or no, I don't. Who's Andre? Let's say no, I don't know him. Just to see if he's gonna call us out for bullshitting. Why are you trying to hide from me, Michiko? Oh. Okay, I see that you've been peeping on me, sir. Yes, and he's just another egomaniac. I'm glad we can agree on that. Maybe you do have some taste. He didn't try to hide the obvious mockery in his voice. You see, I captured a Golgotha who told me what happened that night. Andre ordered him to capture the Scar who was supposed to turn me. He decided to ruin the one thing in life I was looking forward to. And you know what? I don't even care about getting turned anymore. I just want him dead. By the time he trolled off to the last word, Lazarus seemed to be talking to himself more than me. For a short while, he started to stare past me, his cold eyes vivisecting something unseen. But soon his focus snapped back to my face. Can you... Alright, I'm done monologuing, even though all that self-pity feels so nice. Okay, so I didn't ruin his chance. He just also had another chance that still happened never came because they took the Scar away. You could have really technically still went to Charisse and be like, hey, I never got turned, by the way. Ew, I really don't like this pose he's doing here. I don't have anyone to talk down here. The vampires never listened to me. I guess this is when you try to kill me or capture me, right? Go ahead. Unless you want to make a deal, that is. No, I'm not a fan of making deals. I never make a deal with you. All I want is to get out of here. I'll leave you in peace. What kind of deal? I'm not fucking with no deal, nope. Huh? That's a shame, but I didn't expect anything less. You're an Iscari, aren't you? If I still had a pretty face, I bet you'd just love me. Oh. Are you calling me conceited in looks, sir? Anything that's pretty can't be bad. No. There's some pretty people out there that have rotten personalities, okay? I don't like that noise you just did. Reaching down to his belt, Lazarus casually pulled out 2 shining knives. Put yourself in my shoes and imagine how much I hate you right now. Can you tell me what happened to your face? I wanted to know about that story, bro. Just for existing at all. As soon as those words left its mouth, am I dead? Oh my god. He suddenly charged towards me, knives outstretched. Fight back? Turn and run? Well, technically, I can fight, right? He knows the sewers, so I can run as much as I want. He's gonna still catch me, right? You know, I'm gonna save just in case. Fight back, bitch. Grabbing a pistol, I fired 3 rapid shots at him. Careful with that! But he dodged them easily, moving unnaturally fast. Why am I using a gun? He has a knife. Let's use the knife right back. His movements were strangely graceful, almost like he was dancing. If it were that easy, I'd already be dead. This is so strange. Like, are you a superhuman? Lazar slipped past me, clicking his tongue, and for a moment I thought he decided to stop. But the next second, a dull pain ripped through my side. I looked down to see blood oozing from a deep cut dripping to my feet. See what a good diet gets you, Michiko? No. What does it get me? Lazarus' sing-song laughter filled my ears as he did a backflip across my vision, moving to a blur of speed. Maybe I should have just ran, to be honest. Even with my enhanced skills, I couldn't keep up with his erratic movements. I fired another set of rounds at his skeletal figure. Dude, stop using the gun and just slash him! But another bolt of pain tore into my back. Oh, look at that. I think I can see your spine. Yo, is this a dead-end route? I guess you do have one after all. Keep fighting. Or give up and run away. Let's just keep fighting and see where that lands. No, let's just give up and run away, bro. Without hesitation, I turned my heel and dashed away. I didn't want to fight him. I didn't know if I could. Running from your problems? Yeah, always. What the fuck do you mean? If I can't solve the problems, just gonna run from... I'm just kidding. Don't run away from your problems. That's not gonna solve anything. You have to be faster than that. Lazarus raced behind me, dangerously close on my heels. Even though he was human, he didn't even strain to keep up with me. In fact, his feet barely seemed to hit the ground, flying forward at incredible speed. Pulling on every ounce of my strength, I pushed myself as fast as I could go. Faster, faster, faster. I could still feel him right behind me, but a small distance was opening between us. Look at that, you really don't want to enjoy my company, do you? No, I'm already really badly injured, to be honest. I ran and ran and ran, losing track of how far I'd gone. This is really a bad idea though, because he lives in the sewers, right? I assume he does. My footsteps ricocheted off the walls, echoing my ears like a screeching heartbeat. If only I could find a better exit, then maybe. Just as I was about to lose hope of ever escaping Lazarus, I realized his presence behind me had suddenly vanished. That ain't good. I slowed to a halt, straining my senses to try and detect him again. But there was nothing. Maybe he was waiting nearby, hiding his scent among the filth, or maybe he'd gotten bored and just left. Either way, sticking around to find out seemed like a bad idea. I got battle scars now. I hurried back to the entrance I've arrived from Kedrick, though this time I was very much alone. Well, somebody better patch up my boo-boos. Guns don't work, by the way, Cherise. Can you take me to the vampire hospital? Is that a thing? Cherise's car was still there where Kedrick and I had left it, with the driver silently sitting inside. When I climbed in alone, he didn't say anything about my missing companion, and he didn't wait before taking off into the streets either. I mean, I'm bloody the fuck up. I don't think he would wait. Cherise, I'm injured. You need to heal me up right now. The air freshener's scented lobby welcomed me back, almost shocking my senses. The dried blood from my injuries must have given off a strong smell, because all the scar waiting around gave me long stares. What bitch? I've been out. And at this rate, we'll... As soon as I stepped inside the meeting room, Cherise abruptly cut off her words to the agent. Did I knock? They both stared at me for a few moments, obviously trying to figure out what had happened. Michiko? What happened? I got fucked up. What does it look like happened? I could see Cherise's eyes grimly flicking over my blood-stained clothes, her nose wrinkling at the smell. Long story short, I ended up using those weapons you gave me. Oh, you know, the bus ride was just a little bumpy today. Something I'm going to need a really good explanation for. I need a good explanation. An explanation? Cherise went silent for a short time, her eyes much more troubled and grave than usual. Then she glanced at the agent beside her, gesturing towards the door. If you'd allow us a moment, please. Of course. After a short nod, the man turned on his heel, swiftly making an exit. The killer, I presume you found them then. When we were by ourselves, she addressed me with a low word murmur. He said his name was Lazarus. Yeah, it's the guy who was supposed to be turned. Did you know it would be him? Lazarus. Did you know it would be him? Lazarus? No, of course I didn't. Yeah, you had a brief pause there, woman. I had considered the possibility, but I believe he was no longer a threat to us. Her face slowly darkened, expression flickering between disgust and worry. There is only one way for a vampire to increase their physical power, through the consumption of another vampire's flesh. But he's not a vampire! However, just as our blood is poisonous to each other, the flesh is too, with some incredibly rare exceptions. Only few vampires have the immunity to stomach either. But for humans, consuming our bodies gives them incredible, though only temporary powers. Okay, it's temporary. So when is it going to be done with? That is how Lazarus grew so powerful. He had promised to change his ways after he became an agent. That was before you entered the scenario, however, and he disappeared. Can't believe you're going to turn a cannibal. I mean, if he became a vampire, was he still going to eat other vampires? Because only certain vampires can stomach it. I have a feeling he won't show himself again. No, what the fuck? He is going to show himself again. It is not your place to cast judgment on either of us, Michiko. No, I think I have full will. I am in my right place to cast judgments, ma'am. Lazarus, or Laws, is greatly damaged, yes, but to condemn someone for eternity is as foolish as saying humans are incapable of change, making us damned from birth. There is still something redeemable within him until he chose to cast it aside. For a moment, her voice sounded a little uneven, even shaky. but when she spoke again, it had returned to a more cool, collected tone. Now that he's delivered his message, I don't know whether he'll keep killing. However, I will have my agents remain on high alert. Now that we know what we're facing, you have done admirable work nonetheless. I won't forget your bravery and tenacity in escaping his clutches. From the brisk way she cleared her throat, it was obvious that she didn't want to discuss Lazarus any further. But before I forget, who's going to take care of my wounds? I plan to host a gathering tomorrow at Saturnalia, held in celebration of a few recent events and a recognition of a certain turn of events. Cherise hesitated for a moment, something flickering through her eyes briefly. As of tonight, we officially no longer have open negotiations with the Mavar and the Golgotha. Well, fuck. What happened? What? Are you serious? I know. What happened? Suffice it to say, despite my best attempts at finding some kind of peaceful resolution, both Andre and Reno have refused to find common ground with the Ascari. A faint bitterness seeped into her aloof expression as she tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. Excuse me. It's all moot now anyway. What's done is done. More importantly, the Ascari are in need of moral support and solidarity as we dive forward. That is my main intention in holding the party. See it that you're present. Not too strenuous a task, I should hope. To be honest, I would just like to rest. I almost died. I'll be there. What time does it start? Am I going to have to give a speech or hate speeches? You just want me to be dancing. You just want me to be the dancing bear in the cage for entertainment. Ugh. I don't want to do a speech. Not unless she has some burning desire to, no. Because I don't want to be like, okay, yeah, when is it? I don't want to be the yes bitch, okay? I have my doubts whether you could say anything suitable, so I'm perfectly pleased for you to be silent during the entire party. My reasonings for wanting you there is quite simple. Your presence has steadily grown into a non-insignificant one, and you serve as an example of individual strength, overcoming adversity regardless of house. Okay, so I know I haven't chosen a house yet. A vampire who can withstand all the ironies of fate and emerge stronger still is exactly what everyone needs to remain motivated in this dark hour. Glancing towards the clock in her usual "this conversation is now over" fashion, Cherise pushed her glasses and motioned towards the door. Now I believe that is all. I expect to see you there tomorrow, Michiko. Yep, I'm gonna be there with my almost open spine, hanging out, you know. After I left the meeting room, I headed upstairs to clean myself off, slipping on a temporary change of clothes to look less like a murderer. The hotel staff offered to mend and wash my jacket. It certainly needed it, considering the long gashes Lazarus' knives had left. Despite the length of my sewer adventure, the sun hasn't begun to rise yet. I had enough time to visit somewhere, or else I could stay at the hotel. Is Heath at Saturnalia? Go somewhere? Saturnalia? If he's not here, I'm just gonna revert back and pick somewhere else. Because I feel like you have to like choose your time wisely, or pick your time wisely. Use your time wisely. I'm on my way to Saturnalia, where the glamour of downtown LA served as a stark contrast to my earlier sewer crawl. It seemed like a quiet night, although a few people lined in booths and were mingling in the corners. When I glanced past a group of Golgotha by the bar, I noticed Heath standing off to one side smoking a cigarette. A moment later, our eyes met and he gave me a gentle smile. Let's chat with the patrons first, and then talk to Heath. The patrons are Golgotha, right? Hey, bitches. It seemed to be mostly Golgotha in the bar tonight. Isolated vampires brooding to themselves or small group chattings about things I couldn't understand. They watched me closely, but nobody seemed particularly interested in striking up a conversation. Just as I was about to give up and head somewhere else, I noticed a few vampires off in a darker and more secluded area of the bar, murmuring as they passed something around. But when I drew closer, pulled by my curiosity, I realized they were filling up syringes. Needles gleaming with deep red liquid that you'd think were pretty fucked up. One of them, a man who looked like he'd been turned in his late 40s, gave me a hoarse chuckle as I stepped closer. His eyes were dark and sunken, like two burnt-out light bulbs on his sallow, gaunt face. A bunch of vampire junkies, not very sexy, is it? No, I guess not. I've learned that being a vampire is more depressing than sexy. It's kind of unsettling, yeah? Is it a normal thing, shooting up in the bar? I mean, I've learned that being a vampire is more depressing than sexy. Yeah, not much worse than being a human, though. He let out another dry laugh, though his eyes never held a trace of humor. We don't do it for fun, if that's what you think. Just do it to stop the visions. Otherwise, they're always going, piling up. What visions? He pulled the burnt out cigarette from between his lips, using it to motion towards the needles. See those syringes? Got some morphine, Xanax, some antipsychotic, sorry, not antiseptic. What the fuck? To keep it all down. There's some hard stuff we probably shouldn't be giving to the humans we train. Gotta take it almost all the time, every day. Isn't there anything else you can do to suppress the visions? That's awful, I'm sorry. Maybe if you didn't suppress them, you could learn to deal with them. Wow. That's easier said than done, though. That's awful. I'm sorry. It's kind of pity answer, though. Should be a bitch. Isn't there anything else you can do to suppress the visions? They probably tried. You know what? Should we be a bitch? Yeah, tried that for a long time. Oh. But for me, when it got to the point where I didn't see any reason to keep on struggling, I thought I'd give drugs a shot. Then I flicked a cigarette onto the floor where it joined the scattered dirt, blood droplets, and ash. For us, you either go crazy or you go crazy trying to act like you're normal. Just the way it's always been. After a long pause, he turned his lifeless stare over to my face, watching me numbly. Well, I'm gonna head into the back. You take care. Rubbing a hand along his forehead, the man turned to follow the other Golgotha into a side hallway. Nice talk, I guess. The sound of their dragging heels followed them out of sight, until finally that disappeared too. Alright, well, that was, oh shit, I'm over time. That was a good talk, I guess. I mean, they weren't rude compared to other Golgothas that I've talked to. But in the next episode, we're gonna talk to Heath, and I don't know if they're gonna give us another selection to go see someone, but maybe we'll see Randall. But I thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
touch it, touch it, touch it.